Hello, everyone. I'm back. After a long pilgrimage of 2 whole weeks of not streaming, I'm back. And we've got a new menu! Yay! Yes, the menu has updated to the scene of the Moira. Oh my goodness. I can almost picture poor Kazuma's corpse laying on the ground. So sad. Anyways, we're back. It's time to continue investigating Best Boy Kazuma's tragic murder. Without further ado, let's start. No hesitation. Straight into it. I apologize, I was not here last week. I was having computer troubles. And I still have computer troubles, but we'll make it work. Let's see, where do we leave off? We were about to go to the cabin next door. Yes. Ooh, we can go to the passage. 9th of January, 7:48. Man, we haven't even had breakfast yet. It's 7 in the morning? God. Phew, I'm finally out of that cabin. I have to admit, this isn't quite what I was expecting. It's less spacious out here than I thought it would be. Are you kidding? This is like fancy. Also, who put a rat trap in the middle of the floor? Why is that there? That seems dangerous. Seems like a hazard. This is the most luxurious accommodation.
Yes, indeed. Kazuma-sama was being sent on this study tour by the government. That's why he was being put up in a first-class cabin. Even still, this is about twice as large as my accommodation in steerage.
Really? That must be awful. Look over there, there's a man! And a really big book. That's another crewman keeping watch. And he looks enormous, even if he is sitting down.
The door next to him leads to the second-class accommodation. I suppose he's making sure that no one comes in here who shouldn't.
I suppose. Like people in handcuffs?
Naruhodo-san, you look like a little boy visiting a toy shop for the first time. I would have thought you'd be used to the ship by now. We've been at sea for 2 weeks already.
Ma'am, I have been living in a cupboard for ages. Well, yes, I know. The thing is, I was inside Kazuma's trunk when I first came aboard. Ever since then, I've been shut up inside that little wardrobe.
It must have been a very trying time for you.
Please don't give me that pitying look. Leave me alone. I've had a rough go of things. Okay, let's look around. Show me this thing. This looks like a plan of the SS Buria. It shows each deck, look.
The Buria is a large-scale steamship with a triple-skinned hull. What a marvel of engineering.
Well, it's been playing on my mind for a while now, actually, but how is it that such a huge lump of metal doesn't just sink to the bottom of the ocean? Oh no, he doesn't know how boats work.
Oh, that's really quite simple, Naruhodo-san.
It is?
Well, consider the Japanese archipelago.
The islands of Japan?
Yes, they're not metal. They are enormous lumps of earth, many times larger than this ship. And they don't sink, do they? They've been floating happily on the sea since the gods created them.
Wait. I don't... granted, I'm not, like, the smartest person on the planet. I don't think islands float. I don't think islands float. I don't think that's... Okay, so I think they're both just, like... I think they're both just a little bit dumb. Okay. What's this giant book? There's a huge book on top of the table there, and there's a pen next to it.
Yes, that looks like the ship's log.
Shall we have a little look through it?
The writing is so neat and precise. Every detail about the voyage has been meticulously recorded.
You wouldn't expect a rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting. Rude! And nothing. No reaction at all. I thought he might appreciate the compliment. Is he wearing like a crop top? Wait, I just realized he's like got like a Sailor Moon top on. He's got like, you see his little belly button.
I'm not sure that rough and ready is much of a compliment, Naruhodo-san, even to a sailor. Anyway, last night's log is mostly blank. Presumably that means there was nothing to report.
Alright. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. No, I didn't want to inspect the wall. I want to look over here at this suspicious bell. What do you think this is? It's a very pleasing shape. What, have you ever just been like standing around out in public with the besties and just went, hey, look over there. Look at that pleasant shape.
It's the emergency alarm. It's probably best not to touch it.
Oh, an alarm.
It says, press only in times of emergency. It looks as though it sets alarm bells ringing all over the ship, and brings the vessel to a complete stop.
Oh, this I have to see.
What are you doing, Naruhodo-san? You mustn't touch it!
But this is an emergency situation! Just look at these handcuffs!
You know full well that's not what the alarm is for. If you were to bring this vessel to a standstill for no good reason, you'd be in an even worse situation.
I wish everything would just stop. This ship included.
If you have to do something foolish, at least make it something that doesn't affect anyone else.
Listen, I will drag everyone down if I have to be a menace.
Ah, a trap for catching mice.
Yes, we have plenty of those back home in Japan. Although they seem to be using a lump of chalk or something as bait. Uh-oh.
Let me see. Yes, I think that's what is called cheese. It's made from the milk of cows.
Did they not have cheese in Victorian Japan? Cheese? I wonder what that tastes like. What is this cheese you speak of? I feel like cheese has been around for a really long time, right? Surely they know what cheese... maybe I just need to do more research into my, like, 1890s Japan knowledge, because... Whatever.
You can't eat it, Naruhodo-san. The trap will snap shut on your fingers.
Really? But... I suppose you're right. Also, it's on the floor! Don't eat it off the floor, you freak!
You weren't actually going to try it, were you?
All I've had to eat for the past couple of weeks is Kazuma's leftovers. You don't know how hungry I've been in that wardrobe.
Poor you. I'll find a little snack for you later.
Thanks, Mom. Okay, we need to go to this room? Yes? This is it. This is the cabin next to ours, the one the ventilator connects to.
Yes, the ventilator from which Kazuma-sama wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging.
Maybe whoever's in this cabin can help solve that particular mystery. Let's ask. Oh my god! Jesus! Don't scare me like that, sir! Oh, excuse me, we, need to get inside this cabin here. Hello, you have beautiful eyes.
The sailor's eyes speak volumes. They're clearly saying, keep out.
That's what I wrote on the sign we put over the wardrobe doors. Although this man's version is definitely more effective.
It doesn't look like he's going to let us pass.
That's a problem. Okay. What if I try to go out this way?
That's the way to the second class area of the ship. Is something wrong?
I was thinking about making a run for it just for a moment. Things aren't exactly going well for me. Oh, poor Ryunosuke.
I might be wrong, but I imagine the moment you reach for the handle of the door, that burly seaman would surely shoot you dead.
Does he have a gun? Uh-oh.
Oh dear, I'm sorry. Perhaps I went a little too far there.
No, I started it with my talk of running away. There's no way I could run away while Kazuma's death remains a mystery anyway. Oh, Kazuma, I miss you so much. Okay, can we talk to him? Hello? Excuse me, but can I ask you something? You little stowaway murderer. Sorry, I can't do a Russian accent. I'm sorry. This is gonna be a miserable trial because I'm gonna have to do bad Russian accents the whole time. That wasn't a good start, was it?
Alright, let me try instead. Good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but could I perhaps ask something of you?
You little third-class ladies' maid.
Oh,
We seem to have got this sailor on a bad day, Susato-san. I am not sailor. My mother gave me name. Oh, do tell. It's I'm sorry. Senior crewman Biff Stroganoff. Okay. Alright. Phew. The best thing is to just avoid eye contact, I think. Tell me about the first class cabin area, Mr. Stroganoff. Mr. Stroganoff, about this first class cabin area. I'm sorry, that's not as it's not as funny as I think it is, but oh my goodness. Here we are in the finest part of Buria's steamship for very important persons. What sort of very important persons? Government officials, kings and queens traveling in secret, many important persons. That is why I'm always guarding this place. Gosh, that's amazing. But somehow I let stupid stowaway inside. I'm not stupid, I'm having a rough day, okay? I want to pick you up and throw you in ocean, but Stroganoff is not animal. Uh-huh. Yep. Thank you.
if I may, I was wondering, is the cabin next to Mr. Asagi's currently occupied?
Okay. Susato-san, did you understand that?
It sounded like da. I think it's probably Russian for yes. Or no.
Great. Genius. It is not permitted to visit other cabins without an invitation. Ah. Well, sounds like there is somebody in the next door cabin at least.
Yes, it's tantalizing.
Okay, tell me about last night. Are you on watch here all the time, Seaman Stroganoff? All time. So criminals like you cannot come in or get out.
I wonder, could you tell us anything about last night at all?
It is said about student boy. Aww. Were you on watch last night as well? Of course. And did you notice anything at the time? Anything unusual? Susato-san! Did you understand that?
It was clearly a no.
I saw nothing unusual. Nothing at all. And you didn't hear any strange noises or sense anything was wrong in some way? I said no! Okay, don't need to yell. I'm sensitive. I'm not so sure. I could have sworn that he wouldn't catch my eye for a moment there. Tell me about the passenger in the next door cabin. Who's traveling in the cabin next to Mr. Asagi's? His name is Mr. Grimesby Roylott. He is very important Western gentleman. Western gentleman? Do not think about it. He has nothing to do with murder of student boy. How can you be so sure about that? Mr. Roylott is authentic Western gentleman. I've heard that one before. Such a man would have no interest in lowly students from insignificant Far East Islands. Okay. Thanks. That was harsh.
Could you tell us when Mr. Roylott came aboard?
That is not your business. Great. Come to think of it, even though we've been at sea for 2 weeks now, and I've been in Kazuma's cabin the entire time, I've never once heard anything from the next door cabin, or even felt like there's anyone there. Suspicious!
Well, presumably, since this gentleman is occupying one of the first class cabins, he must be rather important. Is that right?
It is not your business. Great. Helpful. Thank you, sir. This is enough. I cannot say more now. Oh. It is time for me to report to cabin. Captain, you must return to cabin. Okay, fine. Alright. Bulkhead to second class area is staying locked at all times. You escape when the lobster whistles on top of the mountain. Or, as English say, when the pigs fly. Yeah, I understand. Okay, great. Oh, so sad, we're really in deep.
Good. Now we can investigate this area properly, shall we?
Definitely. Okay. Can I just go in now? This is it. This is the cabin next to ours. The one the ventilator connects to. This seems like a okay, listen. So he's like, oh yeah, you know, everyone's like, you're not allowed to leave your room. You're a suspected murderer. You know, you're getting out of here when pigs fly. But he's literally like, there's still a dude in there, theoretically. Like, hypothetically, if Ryunosuke actually was the murderer, why would you leave him unsupervised and allow him access to the person in the next room over? That seems like such a hazard.
Yes, the ventilator from which Kazuma-sama wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging. Maybe whoever's in this cabin can help solve that particular mystery. Let's ask.
Yo, open up! Hello?
No answer.
We're out of luck, it seems. Wait, so is Sato-san stuck in here with me? Is she stuck? Like, he just was like, oh yeah, I'm locking the bulkhead, so she's just stuck in this cabin area with me. Oh, that sucks. There's no one in there to help with our inquiries. How annoying. Oh my god! What was that? Came from inside the cabin.
Such a high-pitched scream. It must have been a woman.
Stand aside! Oh, hello, you're back. I'm about to break down the door. That was a bit Australian. I'm so bad at voices, I'm sorry. Mr. Shelves! I shan't be stopped. When the fit is on me, I revel in kicking doors off their hinges.
Please, wait, Mr. Shelves. The door doesn't appear to be bolted.
It doesn't? Then how the deuce can I dispatch this muscular urge? What pray can I kick? I think we should go in. There's no time to think about stress relief. Hello? 9th of January. SS Buria, first class cabin. Number 2. He's got scissors! Oh, what voice do I give this dude? I've only got one Russian voice. I can't give him another Russian voice. Let's see. Oh, I can't give him my judge voice because there are already 2 characters I have that voice with. Who are you? Western gentleman. This man looks Russian to me. We heard a woman scream.
A woman? Don't be absurd. As you can see, there's nobody but me in this cabin.
I don't know how long I can do that voice for. That does not feel great. True, this old man does appear to be the only person in here. But in that case, who just screamed?
Get out, all of you, now.
Please excuse the intrusion, but you're Mr. Grimesby Roylott, I believe.
Yes, that's me. And you are?
I'm the one and only, the actual Herlock Sholmes. You've heard of me, no doubt?
No.
Is this old man actually a woman in disguise? I am not denying the possibility. I am a great detective among great detectives, one who adorns the covers of popular magazines, no less. So I assure you, you may trust me completely. That's the face of a man you can trust, I think. The man uses that magazine like a business card.
A detective? I do not trust detectives.
We distinctly heard a scream emanating from within these walls. But there wouldn't appear to be a lady concealing herself within the wardrobe this time. So might I be so bold as to ask you to open that small travelling case?
What? Don't be stupid. How could anyone fit in a small trunk like that?
Well, it's quite fashionable these days, is it not? Travelling inside one's trunk.
Don't look at me! Oh my god.
Oh my, did you see that, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes, the cage just shook. There's a tiny woman in there! Free her!
Leave now, otherwise I'll call the steward.
Oh, he's got scissors! So this is Kazuma's neighbor, Mr. Grimesby Roylott. There's no doubt about it. This strange Russian man is hiding something.
I couldn't agree more. Let's see if we can find some clues before that burly sailor returns.
So... what happened last night? Mr. Roylott, we'd like to talk to you about something.
No,
Oh.
I do not want to talk.
Leave my cabin now! This is going terribly.
We're not getting anywhere here.
I agree. There may be someone else who can help. Oh my god. Sherlock Holmes! Perhaps that great detective could get somewhere with Mr. Roylott. Get out of the cover! Mr. Roylott, we'd like to talk to you about something. Yeah. Okay. Okay, this is not working. Let's see. Examine. Can you please take this seriously, sir? Do you have a moment, please, Mr. Sholmes? You need only address me as Sholmes. That's what I just did, isn't it? Well, Mr. Sholmes, what were you doing in there? Why, I was resting, of course. Right.
Resting?
Indeed. I was contemplating our sea voyage from the confines of the wardrobe whilst waiting. Waiting for the inevitable time that you would need to call my great powers of detection into service.
Oh,
And it would seem that the hour is upon us now. The time has come. Am I mistaken? Well, no, actually, you're spot on for once. Observe closely. Oh, here we go. Our Russian host in this cabin, Mr. Roylott, is clearly trying to hide something. And do you know what is the most effective weapon to use against a Russian hiding a secret? Vodka. Why, the truth, of course. Oh, less exciting. Okay, fine. Though it should be pointed out that such methods are not exclusively for the Russians. Right. Can you imagine how the Russian will react when the secret he guards so closely is exposed? Would you like to witness it?
oh yes, please.
Oh boy. Well then, what you are about to see may well astound you. I'm sure it will. For I am about to apply my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. Alright, here we go. Could this man be a more hackneyed betrayal of a dubious Russian, I ask you?
What?
From time to time it occurs to me. Is the fellow dubious on account of his Russianness, or Russian on account of his dubiousness? Okay. I really don't think either of those things should be occurring to you, or anyone.
That's right, and Mr. Sholmes. I know this man's beard and dark glasses are hard to ignore, especially on first meeting, but I once read, it is a capital mistake to theorize before you have all the evidence. It biases the judgment.
Shh! I must have complete silence.
What are you doing? Why are you peering at my face like that?
Ah, just as I thought. Yes, I have quite made up my mind now.
Huh?
There can be no other explanation that accommodates all the facts. Mr. Roylott, I have reached two incontrovertible conclusions.
What do you mean?
Number one, your true identity is that of a villain. Like perhaps one villain Bolshevik. Using those shears, you are about to end the existence of something most dear. Are you not?
Huh?
And number 2, the other conclusion I have drawn. You are, at this very moment no less, in the midst of committing a most grievous crime. Beneath that beard, your mouth quivers with nervous tension as you realise you've been discovered. Does it not? Ah!
Oh, Naruhodo-san! I never imagined I would witness one of Mr. Sholmes' great deductions with my own eyes.
That was a great deduction.
Nothing can deceive Mr. Sholmes. In a single glance, he can deduce all there is to know about a person.
What? What ineffable twaddle! Twaddle?
Oh yes, I've read about it countless times in the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. And now I've experienced the astonishing impact of his great deduction firsthand.
Oh, she's really cute.
This is like a dream come true.
I can hardly believe it, but all the color is drained from Mr. Roylot's face. Looks like somehow both of Mr. Sholmes' conclusions were right.
How could you?
How could I possibly know such things? You wish to say?
Very well then. I shall elucidate. I shall explain how it was that I arrived at this pair of conclusions.
So do I cordially invite you upon a journey of logical discovery. Let us board the train of reasoning. Put plainly, let us work through my deductions together. Oh, here we go. Whoa! The great deduction! The game is afoot! Oh boy. Topic 1. Old man's identity. So, the dubious-looking Russian, Mr. Roylott, obviously what catches the eye in the first place. This is silly. It's the enormous pair of shears in your hand. Do they not call them scissors in the UK? Huh. Now we ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement? Maybe he's given himself a trim. The answer, of course, is staring us in the face. You were on the verge of using the shears to cut away the copious beard you sport. Now, moving on. Oh, he's over there now. The question then begged is this. Why would you desire to rid yourself of that magnificent beard, Mr. Roylott? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter.
We do.
Regard, if you will, this morning's newspaper. In particular, the fascinating front page article. Oh! Which, it would appear you have read also, Mr. Roylott. Ooh! I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the revolutionary. Okay, I don't think that's the same guy. I don't think that's the same guy. In translation, the headline reads, Revolutionary Villain Bolshevik Flees Russia via Shanghai. As you cannot fail to observe, the subject of the article possesses an extremely copious beard. Having noted the article yourself, you decided to remove your incriminating facial hair before it gave you away. In short, your true identity is beyond doubt. Where is this spotlight coming from? You are the fearsome Russian revolutionary himself, Villain Bolshevik. Not that I've heard of you myself, you understand. Conclusion, a revolutionary on the run. Topic 2, wrongdoing. Oh, let's go. Now, as for my second conclusion, you are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most grievous crime. And the proof of this crime? Over there. Oh yes, Mr. Roylott. Taken unawares, people have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see. Ah! And I assure you, the eye speaks so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth. The answer we seek lies where the furtive glance falls. The proof of your crime sits before our very eyes. Yes, that travelling case. I suspect there's a tiny woman in there! It is time, I think, that the case be opened and its contents laid bare.
No, I refuse.
What could you possibly be concealing inside, we ask? By my estimation, A young lady, perhaps. One slight enough to fit therein.
Don't be absurd.
And what, pray, would be the identity of this young lady in the travelling case? Dear me, we are not well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless, anyways. I can't read French, I'm sorry. Once again, we need only follow your furtive glance to find the answer. Oh, is he claiming the ballerina girl is in there? Yes, the reason you refuse to open your travelling case can equally be found in the pages of this newspaper. There is another most stimulating article. If we turn from the fleeing revolutionary to the back page. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. Such a headline can lead us to but one conclusion. Your crime is that of abduction. And according to the article, the young lady's name is Nikolina Pavlova. Conclusion? Kidnapping of a young ballerina. Da-da! Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this Russian enigma, Elemensky. I don't think that's correct. Oh, gotta take a sip of water. So Sato-san, that wasn't one of the great deductions I've been hearing so much about, was it?
Well, the stories are full of Mr. Sholmes' brilliant deductions, you know. But that did seem a little different somehow.
Excuse me, Mr. Sholmes, can you come here for a moment? Something tells me there's not a fully grown adult woman inside the suitcase. Just a thought. Just a thought. Hey, what can I do for you? It's about your deductions. Would you mind? Not at all. Go on. Well, to start with, there's the newspaper article. I think we had the same discussion before, but these two men look nothing like each other. Ah, yes, I recall our discussion earlier, and at the time I believe I told you that the man is a revolutionary, well able to revolutionize his own appearance.
In fairness to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Royblatt does look more like this man than you do.
That's not the point. And another thing, the part about him abducting the ballerina. Yeah, excuse me. Indeed, a truly startling revelation. At first glance, the case would appear too small to accommodate a young woman. Not just at first glance, it is too small, clearly. You'd be lucky to fit a 5-year-old child into that case, even if you pushed really hard.
I don't suppose the missing ballerina is a 5-year-old child, is she?
You mean you don't know? No, the young lady is 15. No, I didn't know. How could I? Why do you know that, sir?
Well, if she's 15, then 10 years worth of her would be
Poking out from the case. Some years ago, I read something pertinent, I believe. A troop of men consuming vinegar daily in order to promote a certain litheness in their bodies. Vinegar? For such a sour bunch, it would surely be simplicity itself to contort oneself into the confines of that small cake. Who comes up with this?
Oh dear, you might be thinking of contortionists in the circus, Mr. Sholmes.
This whole thing is turning into a circus. I agree, Ryunosuke.
Mr. Naruhodo, something's occurred to me about Mr. Sholmes' deductions just now. I think his powers of observation are, well, magical. His eyes cut to the heart of a matter almost instantly. It's just where he directs his attention and his logic that seems a little off.
Your idea of a little may be a little off itself, Mr. Sato.
It's just one or two key words in his deductions that seem to let him down. So I was wondering if we might perhaps tactfully switch them for alternatives. What do you think?
Huh? Huh? Switch some key words.
Yes, but very tactfully. I feel sure if we could do that, we'd unlock the true genius of Mr. Sholmes' great deduction.
Precisely the thought that I was going through my mind. This man is a lot of work. At times, I wonder how anyone puts up with me. Ah ha ha ha. It's not that funny. Ah, I knew, my good fellow. Sorry. Take a moment to look at your wrists. My wrists? Where your hand go? Huh? Nani? How did... I felt that they may hinder your ability to follow me in our dance of deduction. What? I don't believe it.
Mr. Sholmes, you are a marvel.
And don't worry, I shall restore the shackles to your wrists when we are finished. Please don't. I'm not worried. In fact, I'd rather stay like this. So, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. Oh boy. Alright, Rianowski, let's do this. Course correction. Okay. Okay. So, the dubious-looking Russian, Mr. Roylott, obviously what catches the eye in the first place is the enormous pair of shears in your hand. Now, we ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement? The answer, of course, is staring us in the face. You were on the verge of using the shears to cut away the copious beard you sport. Okay.
I'm not sure. Would you really use shears like that to cut off a beard?
I doubt that's something I'll ever have to worry about. It doesn't quite sit right with me. Aw. Poor baby-faced Rianowski. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. You don't need a beard. You're beautiful the way you are.
It doesn't seem to be sitting right with Mr. Roylott either.
Which means, I suppose, that the deduction is wrong. Let's try to switch a key word here, Naruhodo-san. Oh, sorry. Let's try to switch a key word here, Naruhodo-san, and see if help matters. Oh my goodness, I can't read! Alright, but how?
I think we should start by taking a long, hard look at Mr. Roylott.
I wonder if it's really his beard that he intends to use those shears on.
Exactly. If we do manage to find something that seems to fit the sense of Mr. Sholmes' deduction better,
then what?
I'll leave the rest in your capable hands, Naruhodo-san.
Why am I the one to do something about this? Well, anyway, let's see if there's anything we could even use to switch around in that last sentence. What exactly was Mr. Roylott really going to use those enormous shears for? Oh. What? Whoa! Ooh! What is this thing? Gold... Oh my god, he totally is a girl! He's probably the dancer! What's this?
It looks like a
Cascade of stunning gold locks! Plot twist! No, the color is not the point. The point is, what's it doing on the back of Mr. Roylott's head? And how is it growing out from underneath his thick black hair?
Well, yes, that's true, so it's stunningly beautiful, it's stunningly surprising.
Something's definitely not right here. Okay. Tell me about the hat. It's a very thick hat, isn't it?
That's the secret, you see, Naruhodo-san. Don't you know?
Secret? What?
Well, before we left Japan, I took some time to study various foreign countries. Russia is a land of unimaginable cold, and a thick hat is the secret to keeping warm. Without one, I read that your brain would freeze.
I'm a bit concerned about what things Susato is reading that she's coming to all of these conclusions.
That is just one of many fascinating snippets of information in Oh Mother Not Russia.
I think maybe you picked the wrong book there. Okay. Oh wait, I can't see. Hold on a minute. How do I... Hold on. I'm having trouble seeing the bottom of my screen. What's the present button? R.
Yes!
There we go. Golden locks. Oh yeah. Aw, Ryunosuke's got such a cute smile. My boy! You were on the verge of using the shears to cut away the golden locks you sport. Indeed, you have identified the precise detail I was intending to explain. Then why didn't you just say that? Sir, why did you not just say that? Such lush golden hair certainly does not befit an old man. You're not a man at all, you're a woman, and judging from the length and shade of your hair, one's still very much in her youth.
Oh no. If only I had managed to cut off my hair, no one would have suspected.
The question then begged is this. Why would you desire to rid yourself of these magnificent locks? Okay, listen, clearly the implication is that this is like the ballerina girl, but like, he could just like be a dude with long, luscious gold hair. Have you seen Thor? Like, I feel like he's perfectly capable of having luscious golden locks, just saying. It's not necessarily a trait specific to girls. Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the revolutionary. Well, that was a shock. I had no idea that old man was really a young woman in disguise, did you? What? Why are you staring at me like that?
Yes, it was a surprise. Naruhodo-san, you're enjoying this, aren't you?
Sorry?
You look like you're in your element as you dance around the room deducing the facts with Mr. Sholmes.
I'm just doing what we agreed. I'm not having fun or anything. Fun?
Yes, I understand. Say no more.
Well, anyway, let's focus on this next part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction, shall we? The evidence that he's picked out doesn't fit the facts at all now.
No, that's true, given that Mr. Roylott is actually a woman.
Exactly, he, or rather she, can't possibly be this merciless revolutionary.
I suppose it's because the deduction as a whole has taken a different direction now.
Yes.
Let's switch the evidence for something else. Something that fits the facts as we now understand them.
For some reason, this woman needed to try to hide her true identity. I feel as though I've either read or heard about a young woman. Yes. Yes, I know. Alright, I'll do my best. This one. Present.
Yes!
Article about ballerina. Alright. The evidence that reveals your true identity is, of course, the article about the ballerina. Da-da! That's right, you've hit the nail on the head. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. It would appear we are finally able to address you by your true name. Oh, Ryunosuke is so excited. He's having such a good time. Because your true identity is that of the Novovich Ballet's prima ballerina. Miss Nikolina Pavlova. Oh my god! Surprised her so much she fell over. Exposed. Gasp! Oh, dip. Hi! I like your earring. Also, you are very pretty.
You're right. My real name is Nikolina Pavlova. But please, I beg you, don't tell anyone.
Ooh! Ballerina on the run. Solved! Alright! Alright. What's the sitch, girl? Tell me. Now, as for my second conclusion, you are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most grievous crime. And the proof of this crime? Over there. Oh my gosh, wait! Oh, big brain. There was a rat trap on the ground. There's something in the case. She's got a rat. She's totally got a rat. I'm saying it. There's a rat in that suitcase. Oh yes, Miss Pavlova. Taken unawares, people have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see. And that's why she screamed, because she saw a rat. And I assure you, the eyes speak so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth. The answer we seek lies where the furtive glance falls. The proof of your crime sits before our very eyes. Yes, that travelling case. Rat, rat, rat! This woman is the ballerina, and she's right in front of our eyes, so clearly she can't be inside that travelling case as well.
No, that's right. It seems she wasn't abducted at all.
In which case, what is the crime this young woman is apparently committing? I can see I'm going to have to step in and fix the great detective's mistake again.
You seem to look pleased, Naruto-san.
Do you like the idea of another— oh.
Do you like the idea of another chance to dance around with Mr. Sholmes?
Stop it. Anyway, there must be something else here that shows what this woman is up to. What's in the case? What's in the case? It's a very small case, isn't it? You can see instantly that no person could possibly fit inside there.
So, does that tell us that Miss Pavlova's telling glance in this direction was focused on something else?
If that's true, though, it doesn't make sense.
What do you mean?
Well, if there's nothing incriminating inside this case, why did she refuse to let us look inside? And also, why did it move?
Yes, I wonder why. Perhaps she has a perfectly harmless reason, though.
Okay, what about— oh, whoa, ooh, tiara, pretty. Wow, look at this dazzling tiara.
I've never seen anything like it. Are those real diamonds, do you think? Oh, Naruto-san, try it on.
Oh, I want to see Rinosuke with a little tiara. What, me? Isn't it usually girls who wear tiaras? Would you like to try it on?
Oh no, I couldn't possibly. It's far too beautiful.
Aw. She thinks it would look great on him. I think it would look great on you, Rinosuke. I think you should try it. Why does this tiara look familiar? I feel like I've seen it somewhere recently. Gee, I wonder, is it perhaps, the article that we just looked at like 10 times? The proof of your crime is surely this tiara. I believe this tiara is worn on stage by dancers in the Novovich Ballet, is it not? Oh, that was Shums, my bad. Indeed, it would appear to be identical to the tiara pictured here in this newspaper article. And if the reporting is to be believed, it's an item worth 20,000 rubles. In summary, the crime you have committed is theft.
Oh no.
Yes, you left your ballet troupe unlawfully, taking their precious tiara with you.
Ugh!
How did she change her body shape? She was like a squat man before. How did she— she's still wearing the same clothes. Or did she just like have a pillow stuffed under there or something?
I have no one, no family, no friends. I am all alone and I need money. But I did not steal the tiara. It was a present from, how do you say, an Earl of Prussia. It belongs to me.
This girl is only 15 years old and she's run away all by herself. She must have been extremely lonely.
Alright, I will tell you everything. There is no point to hiding it now.
Come, let us not be hasty.
What?
There remains one unsolved mystery about you.
Mystery? What do you mean?
You have staunchly refused to open this travelling case of yours in our presence. It is reasonable to conclude, therefore, that there exists some reason why you wish it to remain closed. Is that not so, Miss Pavlova? My dear girl, there's no sense in playing games with me. Nothing escapes my attention. Indeed, I have a very good idea of the contents of your case even before I've ever laid eyes on them. Dear me. We are not well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless coup d'oeil betrays you. I don't know if that's how you put it. Once again, we need only follow your furtive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the books on the shelf. Hey, all your stuff's knocked over too. He's completely changed tack with his deduction now.
I think Mr. Shelms is adapting his logic to the changing circumstances, don't you?
Maybe, but why has he suddenly brought the bookshelf into all this? It's just a wild guess, surely.
Oh, do you think so?
Well, it doesn't seem likely that the reason why this young woman doesn't want to open her case would have been written in a book that doesn't even belong to her.
Yes, that's true, but still. Miss Pavlova certainly did cast her eyes in that direction. I noticed it myself.
Then there has to be another reason why she won't open her case, and it must be somewhere in the same area if that's where her gaze was involuntarily drawn.
I agree. That's the only answer.
Whatever she has hidden inside that case should be revealed by following her gaze in the direction of the bookcase. Huh. Whoa. Why is the camera like that? Okay. Small picture! I bet this has something to do with the bookcase, definitely. What is it? Someone climbing a steep mountainside?
Or descending one, it seems to me.
We've been on the flat sea for a while. Maybe you start seeing hills and mountains and everything. Great. Okay, look at the bookcase. It looks like these are all the same books that we have in our cabin. I suppose the steward likes to make sure passengers have plenty to read for the long voyage.
And have you noticed how all the books have fallen over, just like in Kazuma-sama's cabin? It's almost like someone's taken a sweep at them.
Maybe piss up Miss Pavlova while she was practicing her ballet? Anyway, the point is we don't have time to look through all these books at the moment.
We couldn't even if we wanted to. They're all in Russian.
Well, that's a relief. Let's try our luck elsewhere. Small man? No! I was trying to look at the small man. Warning?
These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Bavaria.
Oh, it says no pets allowed. I bet she's smuggled a pet in her case. Maybe it's the snake. Maybe she's got a snake. That would be sick. Because it's the striped band, right? Is a snake. That'd be sick. No weapons. Pets are forbidden. I wonder what happens if you break the rules.
Oh dear, I'm sure the punishment would be severe, Naruhodo-san. You'd probably be left adrift in the freezing cold ocean, or shut inside a tiny wardrobe for days on end.
So I've actually been serving time for weeks now, have I? Present! Yes! I bet she's got a pet. I bet she's got a pet. I'm really curious what that, like, glove thing on Rinosuke's hand is, because it's only on one hand. It reminds me of Nirvana Initiative, AI Somnium Files. What is his name? Ryuki? The main guy in that, he's got like little gloves too. Well, they're not gloves, I don't think. I think they're just long sleeves, but they have a similar look. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Inside that case of yours is something forbidden from carriage on this vessel. That is the real reason why you refuse to open it, thus revealing its contents. As we've seen, the trunk wobbles from time to time. No weapon or other dangerous item would move of its own accord. These two nerds. Which leaves but one possibility, Miss Pavlova, inside your travelling case. They're so goofy, I love them. Is the last item listed as forbidden in the vessel's rules of passage. A pet. Her outfit looks so comfy, by the way. It looks really cozy. Possession of a prohibited animal. Aw. My guys! My little dudes! I still prefer Kazuma to Shomes, but Shomes is steadily growing on me. So clearly you aren't who you said you were before.
No, I am not Grimes Biroilot. My real name is Nikolina Pavlova. Everything you said was correct.
You absconded during one of your ballet company's performances in order to escape your homeland. Later that same night, you stole aboard this vessel. Which couldn't have been easy. How did we not figure out that it was a pet in there? There's literally like a water dish on the floor. The Bria is a huge steamship with a vast crew. Could she really have snuck on board without being noticed? In order to obscure your true identity, you somewhat recklessly took the guise of an old gentleman. And you intended to sever all links with your past by severing your long hair. Yet to a woman, hair is no trifling matter. I mean, I feel like it depends on the woman. I feel like I know a lot of ladies with just abysmal hair. My personal recommendation is to leave well alone. So, if it was just you, about to cut off your own hair, who was it that let out the scream we heard from outside the cabin? That veritable tinkling of a bell? Why, none other than this young lady, naturally. More like a full set of pipes, if you ask me. Me, I'm one of those. Okay. I feel like that came out wrong. I didn't mean I know women with terrible haircuts. I know women who don't care about their hair. Like, not necessarily they have bad hair. I don't need to explain this. I don't know anybody with terrible hair that I can think of off the top of my head. I just know people that hair is like lower on their list of priorities.
I was so scared when I ran away in Shanghai. I was sure they would come looking for me. That's why I decided to, how do you say, disgust myself so no one would recognize me. As a result, you transformed yourself into that questionable old man? I see. I put on the fur hat and fake beard. Then, just before you came here, I saw in the newspaper. Right on the page, there was a picture of me.
That's you.
I was so frightened, I couldn't stop from screaming. I knew that if I didn't change my appearances completely, they would find me. So I decided to cut all my hair as fastly as possible. I picked up the scissors in my hand and...
At that precise moment, we walked in through the annoyingly unlocked cabin door. I too scream in terror anytime I see an image of myself.
Things happen like that sometimes, don't they?
Things do indeed happen like that from time to time. Are those two even talking about the same thing?
There's just one more thing I'd like to know.
Show me the pet.
What exactly do you have inside your traveling case? You were right. It is my dear friend inside. My only friend in the whole world.
Show me, show me, show me.
Please don't tell anyone if the captain finds out, if you say anything to the crew.
Your secret is safe with us, I assure you. But in return, you must tell us in as much detail as you can muster about the events of last night.
Yes, alright, I will tell you. Well, Mr. Naruhodo? Wasn't it something Mr. Sholmes' great deduction?
Certainly something, yes. I'm just not entirely sure what. But at least Miss Pavlova has agreed to tell us what she knows. That's incredible. Indeed, it is incredible. Ah, and one more thing. Oh, yes? What? Observe your wrists. Hey! Rude!
Your hands are cuffed again.
What? But how? True to my word, I've restored your shackles. Ah, when? And why?
There is still a shadow of guilt cast over you, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm sorry to say, it can't be helped at the moment.
Can't it really?
Anyway, let's listen to what Miss Pavlova has to say. I can't go on not knowing. I have to find out what the speckled band that Kazuma-sama wrote about in his diary really was.
Alright, girl, spill the tea. What happened last night? Did you know that someone was killed in the cabin next door to this one last night?
One of the crewmen told me this morning when I was eating breakfast.
The man who died, he was a friend of mine.
Oh,
That's why we're trying to find out what happened. Did you notice anything unusual last night?
perhaps you heard a strange noise, for example? Perhaps people talking?
Perhaps the ship was absorbed in a wild tempest. Perhaps its steam engine exploded. Perhaps everyone on board would have noticed if that had happened.
Miss Pavlova, is there anything you can tell us?
I don't know. I'm sorry, but all I could think about last night was what I had done and whether they would find me. I didn't notice anything that was happening around me. Oh, I see. I want to know about this friend. So the friend you mentioned is inside your traveling case, is that right? Hope they can breathe in there.
I don't think animals are allowed on board according to the rules of passage.
Oh, please, don't tell any of the crew. If they found my precious, then the burly Russians would bestir themselves in unison to throw you and your case overboard, no doubt.
Ugh!
So reassuring, Mr. Shelms.
But what sort of pet is your friend? A little puppy? It is, isn't it?
Maybe an adorable little rabbit? Rat! Snake! I feel like she wouldn't give a snake a water dish. Maybe she would. I don't know. I feel like I'm convinced rat. Or maybe... Okay. Maybe there was a rat, and the snake ate the rat, and that's gonna be important to the murder somehow. You credit Russia as the land with small rabbits, do you? Oh, don't they have small rabbits there then? You may well ask. I have no idea. Huh. You two are miserable bunglers when it comes to understanding the nature of young ballerinas' friends. Isn't it obvious? It must be a chicken.
Really?
Consider the benefits. A rousing wake-up call, daily fresh eggs, and when adversity strikes, it could satisfy the needs of sustenance. So you'd eat your friends. I'll remember that. Snakes bathe themselves in water. Aww, that's so cute. Well, it would appear this friend's identity is a closely guarded secret not to be revealed. Ha ha ha. Snake. She obviously doesn't quite trust us yet. There's something I should like to show her, I think. Maybe she might be able to shed some light on it. Running away. You've run away from your ballet company, haven't you? The Novovich Ballet?
Yes. I am traveling to Great Britain, and from there I want to go to America. I will never dance again. I want to forget everything about the ballet. I will start a new life.
You wish to forget? A challenging proposition. When you have that striking tiara as a reminder.
But the tiara is mine. I need it to live. I have no money of my own. The Novovich Ballet gives us only a little food and water, and we must dance all over the world. I had to run away. I had no choice. If I stayed, it would have killed me. So you ran away to protect yourself? Yes, and the crew of the ship, they have all been kind to me. They let me come on board, and they said I could hide in this cabin.
Aw, that's so nice. If that is indeed the truth, Miss Pavlova, it creates a most intriguing conundrum.
Yes, it does. What do you think about it, Mr. Naruhodo?
Me? Oh, well, yes, of course. I think we should hear Miss Pavlova's explanation. To what conundrum, I'm not sure, but... Tell me about this conundrum. Miss Pavlova, allow me to pose you a riddle. Ooh, riddles. I'm bad at riddles. According to this newspaper, it was only yesterday that you absconded from the ballet. Now, that being the case, it must have been last night that you boarded this vessel. Haven't we been sailing for like 2 weeks, though? However, the SS Boya stopped by no port last night. Ah, that's it, of course. So, how is it, pray, that you come to be on board?
Now that I think about it, the crewman outside the cabin acted very strangely when we mentioned that. It was just after we asked him about when the occupant of this cabin came aboard.
Ah, Mr. Stroganoff. That is not your business. Yes, you're right. He did seem to be hiding something.
An angel descended from the heavens, bringing grace and beauty to the stage.
Sorry, what was that?
It is how the Russian newspapers described one of my performances. And that is how I came here too. I descended from the heavens, because I am an angel.
Okay. Considering English isn't your mother tongue, your description is very vivid.
Mr. Shelms once said, I never can resist a touch of the dramatic. It seems Miss Pavlova is the same.
Oh, sorry about that. Anyways.
Mr. Shelms once said, I never can resist a touch of the dramatic. It seems Miss Pavlova is the same.
A genius descended from the heavens, bringing grace and beauty to detection. Was once said about myself. A quote from a wonderfully extravagant advertisement for the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. In fact, I'm like half convinced that this dude like isn't actually Sherlock Holmes. Like Sherlock Holmes is just like a fictional character, and he's just like grafted himself onto it, all like Flynn Rider style. Yes, Mr. Showy. Anyway, it doesn't look like Miss Pavlova is going to tell us what really happened. Oh, we gotta present her something to get her to think we're cool and stuff. Maybe if we show her Kazuma's diary, since he mentions the speckled band. How do I... Oh, that's right, I have to do the whole friggin... There we go, present. Yes. Present this thing. This is the diary of my friend who passed away.
His diary?
Yes, and he wrote it in it last night before he died. Something a little unusual. It reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. And then a few minutes later, 1:35 a.m., what looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill.
A speckled band? I don't understand.
It's strange, isn't it? But the ventilator he mentions joins to this cabin, you see. It's up there on the wall.
In other words, this cabin and the victim's cabin are connected together. Oh! Miss Pavlova? Has something occurred to you? Does the speckled band the victim mentioned mean something to you? Or the whistling sound, perhaps? No. I don't know anything.
Oh. Snake, 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 snake! Oh god. Oh, busted. Excuse me, Mr. Roylott.
Yes, what?
Wow, she's fast. Captain would like to speak with you. You must come to Captain's quarters at once, please. Yeah, how did she like change her whole body shape like that?
Alright, I will come now.
I guess she's bringing the scissors with her. What?
You must leave now.
Oh, no, it's fine. Don't mind us.
Yes, please don't worry yourself, Mr. Roylott.
Get out!
The passengers set out, or you want me to throw you out. It looks like we'll have to leave investigating this cabin until later. But doesn't he know that she's a girl? I mean, she said that they were the ones who let her on, knowing that who she was.
What a pity.
And so we lost our chance. Having still not managed to investigate Miss Pavlova's cabin, we were unceremoniously chased out. That is to say, we were quite literally picked up and thrown into the passageway outside. To be continued. And that's a good place to end the stream. Yay! Okay, what have we learned today? We've learned that we have a neighbor. We've learned that our neighbor is a ballerina disguising herself as a very generic Russian man. And I'm like 99% sure that she brought a snake on board for some reason. Is the snake the murderer? That is yet to be seen. But yeah, with that, thank you all as usual for coming to the stream. It's always a blast. We will continue this hopefully next week. Next week may possibly be my last stream before school starts up again. It's my last semester, so I might continue streaming once the semester is over next year, but we'll see how it goes. I might even stream during the semester. It just depends on how busy I get. But stay tuned. And I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Hopefully I don't have that horrible abomination noise that played last time I ended this stream. So if that happens, I apologize.